I'm going to bring up our challenge because I didn't mention it yesterday. So as I bring that up, you want to tell them about our first speakers for the day, Susie?
Sure. I was just sharing as we were bringing folks into the room. We get to start the day off with Stasha Washburn, who I have known for a number of years now in this online space, and Katie Brusek, and they are collaborating in a phenomenal podcast. But I'm sure we're going to get a little peek into their passion, their mission, and that is helping women connect with and make the most of their cycles. So, how women can work with our natural hormonal cycle, make the most of our energy, honor where we are, support ourselves physically as well as emotionally, and just really occupy this space of being authentic and aligned. You'll notice that through line throughout the week. And unsubscribing from this model of this 24-hour energy cycle, this model of what success looks like, and what Stasha can create in a year. It just blows me away every single time. She's working on like book number 4, I
Uh,
think.
yeah, well, yeah, I think the third one is still, they're processing it.
Okay.
So I don't know if that one's out yet, but the second one is, I think it's set to like officially launch this year, but it's done. So yeah.
Yeah, she's visionary, she is driven, she honors what her body needs,
She's
and there's so much to take
a
from it. She,
lighthouse.
yeah, teaches period coaches. So if this is fascinating to you, she's
Yeah.
definitely somebody you can stay plugged into her universe.
Yeah. Well, what I love about when she shares is just like kind of her no nonsense approach to not being always welcome in visibility, like on social media. And so I just love the way that she just lets it roll off her back. And she talks a little bit about how she's able to do that for this interview. So that's awesome. And then Katie is just a wealth of knowledge. She's been in the period coaching industry even longer than Stasha. But when she started it, like again, not being done, not being talked about, was not using the word period type of thing, right? So it's pretty cool because when we think that we're too different to be seen or appreciated or, um, get the work seen and heard and people that need it to be able to see and hear it, then we tend to shut down even more. We're like, what's the point? What's the use? Nobody gets it. Nobody wants to hear from me anyways. And then we just stop, right? And these ladies are the exact opposite of that, right? So I just wanted to have that energy in the room and have you learn from them. So I want to show you uh,
Can I add to the
the
Stasha?
Facebook group. Go ahead.
What's funny is, I remember when you first started in her program. This is for you, Steve, if you had a lady in your life. Um, to be honest, I didn't know a lot about, that situation with women, and Monifa didn't have like a really pleasant one when we first met. And the moment she started working with Stasha and bringing her attention to that part of herself and cycle, that things started to regulate themselves just by the acknowledgement of her body in that way. The changes were like dramatic and unbelievable. Like you couldn't have told me that, that would have happened just from her giving that attention to that part of her life. And I'd never heard anyone speak about it in that way until I met Satya.
Wow.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
powerful to break these taboos. It's just powerful.
Yeah. Well, it gave me so much permission. We talked about that in the interview too. And so yeah, it became all of a sudden I was, allowing myself to do things and be at ease with what I needed and, for my own self and my body. So that was obviously that made an impact on Daryl in a way that I didn't know. So this is the Facebook group, and this is where you get your points if you want to be entered into the drawing for our live cohort of 2025's vocal alchemy course. So I do this every year as my way of letting the people that buy in early and decide that this is how they want to enhance their year next year, that they get a big discount to do that, right? So jumping in early, starting with the vocal creators course is kind of also my little, candy, so that if you'll start with a vocal creatrix course and let the method start practicing the vocal resonance method, and start getting used to that. So the more it feels natural, the more when you go into vocal alchemy,